EGM Network.
Welcome to Scouted Treasure Coast. Welcome back. We had a 2-week layoff for spring break. And today we have Cathy Curley with Dale Sorensen Real Estate here in Vero Beach. She's joining us, so it should be a fun little episode today. So welcome, Cathy.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited. Whenever I can take time out and just chat, I'm here for it.
So I missed the Vero in Bloom. I saw all your pictures and stuff.
It was such a beautiful event. I am so honored to be on the committee. This was our second year to do this amazing special day. So it raises money for Green Heart Tribe, which is a group of women that are trying to beautify Vero Beach and plant flowers in downtown and just spruce up our Ocean Drive space. But the event is epic. Beautiful outfits, hats, champagne by riders. I mean, it was such a fun day.
Yeah, we missed it this year, so hopefully next year.
We needed you guys.
But yeah. So
thank you for being a sponsor.
Yep, Cindy and Dina and Jordan, that was, I guess, their little brainchild or whatever.
They worked so hard.
They really. Yep.
And I was the valet sponsor, so I was in charge of the gift bags, but it was just an epic day. It is so special, and I'm very, very passionate about McKee, so yeah, it's one of my favorite days of the year.
One of our members too. So tell me, I don't know where we should start, but let's talk about, how did you realize you wanted to be in the real estate business?
You know, that is so funny. And many different ups and downs to get here. But I would say as a child, I'm from a really small town in Arkansas. And I grew up, I always loved beautiful things. I always loved looking at beautiful homes. In my little town, I would walk, and I still can tell you right now my favorite house in that little town in Arkansas. My stepmother had subscriptions to Coastal Living and Southern Living, and I would sit and look through these magazines and think, what beautiful towns. People live by the beach in these great houses. So I would say I loved beautiful homes. And then I had an aunt that was a successful real estate agent in Arkansas. So I kind of knew what that job was, and I'd kind of seen that. But the truth is, I honestly thought the ultimate luxury would be to get married and have kids and not have to work. My mom was a single mom, worked really hard teaching school. And I did not grow up in a town where a lot of women got to stay home with their kids. And I thought that would be the ultimate life and the ultimate luxury. So that was really my dream. I was hoping to never work, but here we are. So it's funny that in Vero Beach, people think of me as such a hardworking career person.
Yes, absolutely.
It was not my goal in the young years, but of course you have to go to college and hopefully to meet that man.
Where did you go to college?
I went to University of Arkansas.
Okay.
Kind of reluctantly. My family really always raised us to go and see the world, and they wanted us to go off to find schools and get out of Arkansas. Both of my brothers went to very good schools out of state. I came really close to going to SMU, had a scholarship and a roommate, but at the end of the day, for some various reasons, I went to University of Arkansas. I went for free, and I was a Kappa Gamma, did the sorority thing, but I was serious in college. I was not a partier. I really was, looking for guys that had their act together. I was building my resume. I like to exercise and go to class dolled up. I knew the cute boys were in the business school, so I ended up switching, and I didn't know what marketing was, but I got a marketing degree. Okay. At the Sam Walton College of Business.
Oh, wow.
And it turns out I needed that degree because I sure am using it today.
Yes, you are.
But in college, I would say I really didn't know what I wanted to be or do. I, again, really hoped to be able to stay at home with my children. But my junior year, the movie The Wedding Planner came out with Jennifer Lopez.
Yes.
And I remember going to see that movie, and I could not sleep that night. I thought, that's what I want to do. I want to be her. you go here, you go there,
Yeah.
the cute outfits. So I got really interested in event planning. And I actually, through some connections, I was able to score a job in Vail, Colorado, out of college. So I moved out to Vail with snowshoes, fleece, camelback. I was going to be Miss Outdoorsy in Vail, Colorado.
Oh, okay.
So I did get in a job with event planning, meeting planning out there. And that is where I ultimately met my husband,
Okay.
who lived in New York City.
I was going to ask that. Yeah.
He was right out of business school. And I met him and I said, "Where do you live?" And he said, "Manhattan." And I was like, whoa.
You met him in Colorado?
On a dance floor.
Oh,
And I was like, that's like the movies. Like, I never thought I would go to New York City in my whole life. And the next thing I know, I'm dating Mr. Manhattan, you know, flying back and forth, and I'm pinching myself like this is going to end at any moment. But eventually I sold my car and spent my life savings to set myself up in New York City. Like a proper Southern girl, got my own place, got a job. And I thought this is going to turn out really good or really bad. I might be broke and heartbroken in New York City.
That's okay. Well, you know what they say about New York. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
Isn't that the truth? So I can't believe I made it there, but I did. And then as a newlywed, my husband got a job in kind of the Greenwich, Connecticut area, Armonk, New York.
Did you live in, you moved out of the city?
So I did. So as a newlywed, I wasn't a good New York City girl. So I went to Connecticut.
Oh.
And I'll never forget, we drove around Greenwich looking at real estate. And I'd never heard of Greenwich, Connecticut. I did not know how beautiful it was. The homes blew me away. Turns out at the time, our budget of around $1 million got you a condo on the train tracks in Greenwich.
Oh, okay.
So we started looking at all the various towns. And my first home was in Westport, Connecticut.
Yes.
Still one of my favorite towns in America.
Yep.
Don't worry, I'm bringing it back to the real estate.
I know some people that, I know
I
some
promise
people,
it's coming back.
that have summer places there. It is supposed to be really pretty.
Westport's magical. So I was enamored to be living kind of like those Coastal Living magazine. Here I am. I'm like, wow, I'm in a beach town. Are you kidding me? I have made it. I loved Fairfield County, Connecticut. So I wasn't quite ready to have a baby. I got a job at Anthropology. And my husband had to sit me down and say, look, you know, you're shopping more than you're making here. Time to have a baby or get a big girl job. So guess what? I got a real estate license
Really?
at
In
25
Connecticut?
years old in Westport, Connecticut.
Okay. All right.
And so the rest is sort of history. I had 3 really successful years in Westport. I worked for a broker that I'm still in touch with today. I wanted to do a clever kind of business launch and kept my real estate license alive all those years. So when I started out in Westport, I think this is interesting just if anyone is thinking about how I started or how you start.
Right.
So I'm living in this little beach town. I'm 25. I don't have kids. I'm not from there. I don't know anybody. And I thought, you know, I'm going to do something unique. And so this is kind of that clever marketing brain. It was August. I ordered like, you know, I don't know if it was 50 or 75 lobster shortbread cookies from a company I had seen. And they were cool. They were kind of big and unique and nicely presented. And I wrote handwritten notes like, you know, I hope you are having a wonderful summer. I don't know. I probably put something cute and cheesy in there, but I wrote, you know, please consider me for any real estate needs or as a referral to family and friends. And I mailed them in packages because I just wanted something impressive and memorable and cool to let people know that I was in real estate. And this would have gone to people that were neighbors. Maybe I'd met them at church, you know, people that I might say hi to at the coffee shop.
Okay.
And that really helped me get off the ground there. Then we moved to Greenwich eventually. I redid a big, beautiful home. I had my boys. And for about maybe 7 years there, I kept my license sort of on referral.
Okay.
Always did continuing ed, but I did have those magical years not working when my babies were little.
Okay.
We moved to Singapore twice.
And that's 2 boys, right?
I have 2 boys. They are absolutely fantastic. I'm super, super proud of
The older
them.
one is a senior?
Junior in
Junior,
high
okay,
school.
all
So
right.
I'm super in the weeds of like
Yeah.
the college
Yeah,
process.
yes.
He's
We're
a
already
wonderful.
there too. He's end of sophomore. We're already, talking about it.
He's a great student. He's a grinder. He's my runner. Super academic. And my Christopher lights of my life. He's a freshman.
Okay.
I watched him play lacrosse last night. He is a joy and hilarious and Mr. Social. So I'm super proud of the boys.
Of course, he's super social.
Yes, I don't know where he got it.
Yeah,
honestly. And my husband's actually quite social as well. He likes to tell people it's really hard. We have two main characters.
Oh, okay.
Very, very funny. But so I had some really magical years when my boys were little. Raising them in the Riverside section of Greenwich. Lots of travel. Twice we moved to Singapore. That's sort of a crazy thing that we did. Traveled all over Asia when the boys were little. I mean, they skied Japan. We took them to...
So was it Mike's job that...
Mike was on Wall Street, and so he was in the hedge fund business. He was growing that. He really wanted to have a view on what was happening in Asia. He was like, look, I need to be on the ground. I need to be in China, India, Indonesia, all these spots. And so we lived in Singapore, which was a great spot to live as an American family. We could easily sort of, function well there, obviously English speaking,
Right.
American club, American school. It was a neat opportunity. But being from a one stoplight town in Arkansas, I mean, I never thought I would live in Singapore.
No,
and that
sure
was
not.
a crazy experience that I probably wouldn't have, ever suggested.
Yeah.
But it's really cool that this little girl from Arkansas got to kind of see and go all over Asia. I mean, we went to
that's cool.
Thailand and Bali and the Maldives and, my gosh, my Jack celebrated a birthday in Malaysia. I mean, it was really wild.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the second stint in Singapore, my husband was basically like, I'm miserable.
Oh.
I'm going to die of a heart attack. This job is killing me. And I'm a little bit like, come again? Because I'm not working. I have full-time live-in help. We're traveling. I had an amazing lifestyle. And I'm like, huh? And so, I think I could have been like, get yourself back to Wall Street. But
Right.
I'm a really nice person from Arkansas. So it's like, okay, so what are the ideas here? And maybe he was having an early midlife crisis. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
But actually, he was probably quite intuitive and saw the writing on the wall and how much that industry was going to change.
Yeah.
And we actually were really on the forefront of, some of what we did and as far as getting ourselves to Florida. But he had this wild idea that he was going to grow a business he could do till he was 70.
Okay.
So, it probably wouldn't have been my first choice, but we left Singapore. We sold the beautiful house we owned in Connecticut, and we started over in Vero Beach.
Okay.
And
So what was the how did you settle on Vero? Was there a connection there, or you just looked at a map and said, here?
Yeah, I mean, no, Mike's parents have been in Johns Island for gosh, I mean, maybe 40 years.
Okay.
So Mike kind of grew up that Northeast kid who would visit Johns Island and Vero Christmas and Easter. So those years when the boys were little, I would bring them down to Vero for Christmas, Easter. We would visit. We would, get away from the cold. So I knew Ocean Grill and shopping at Sassy, and also coming off Singapore, I knew I love, resort wear and palm trees, and I really loved Connecticut. But if we were going to move, we thought, okay, Vero makes sense. We've heard of this great school, St. Edward's.
Mm-hmm.
I know I love warm weather and, being at the beach and that kind of thing. And Mike thought, I can build something here in Florida. So it wasn't just a total random thing. So we really started over in Vero. And as my husband needed to grow his business, which has been very successful, but at the time it was going to be a major pay cut. And just sort of, us getting our feet under us. So he suggested one day, quite frankly, that I might like to resurrect my real estate license to sell a house or two to help with some bills.
Well, that was a good idea.
So I was sort of like, I don't like to halfway do anything.
Right.
I'm sort of like, go big or go home. And I probably pouted for a little bit. And then I said, okay, let's go. And I was like, I will show you. So I resurrected my, I had referral status actually with Connecticut still. I had always kept it alive with continuing ed, which was so smart. So I just had to take the 40-question legal exam here in Florida.
Yeah.
And I was off to the races. And I decided, I would start selling real estate in Vero. I was clever with how I did marketing and branding to get my name out. And I can tell you what I did there. But I also, was lucky in some ways. But I just started building.
You have to have luck. I mean, it's just, hard work and all that, but there has to be some luck involved.
I did have some things in my favor, but we put the boys in St. Ed's, which has been amazing. They're having such a great childhood. My husband has done a great job building his business, and who knew?
How long have you been here?
I had a career. I have been in Vero Beach now almost 10 years, which is crazy.
Okay.
I arrived, I believe, in June of 2016.
Okay.
So it's been a real
just in time to get ready for the crazy COVID, pandemic where everybody moved again.
That's right. That's right. I was sure glad to be here during COVID
I'm sure you were.
We didn't really change our life a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure you were.
I don't think I missed a nail appointment.
No,
but,
no.
But it's been a real blessing. I've fallen in love with Vero, the community. The kids have had an amazing childhood. Mike and I have grown businesses, and it was an experiment, but it's all really worked out well.
That's kind of the fun in life, right? Got to have some experiments.
Absolutely.
So how did you get to Sorensen?
So, when I got licensed here, I actually, I first asked Bob Gibb in Johns Island for a job.
Oh, really?
And he thought I should get some experience in town. Okay. And boy, did I. But I looked around at different firms, and I just really liked Sorensen from the get-go.
Yeah.
I met with Dale Jr., actually, initially. He's a very good, likable guy. And I don't know, I had a feeling in my gut, and I went with it. I had worked in Connecticut when I started, I worked for Rick Higgins, the Higgins Group. So I kind of like a boutique, family-owned and operated approach.
Okay.
I'm such a relationship person. It's very important to me that I can, have that relationship with the Sorensens. When I want to bounce ideas off Mr. Sorensen, I go in his office or I ask him questions and I say, hey, I'm struggling with this. What do you think? And I love that I can, talk with him and break bread with the people that I'm in business with. So I've been with Sorensen my whole career, and I'm very, very happy. They have such a wonderful staff, and it's just been a real blessing.
So we talked a little bit before. You're not Cathy Curley group yet, so we talked about how you had, maybe thought about doing that. So do you want to talk about that a little bit, or, how?
Sure. I mean, I think I've grown the business to a point where there are days when we're so busy and there's so much going on. And it's so important to me to give a very high level of customer service.
Right.
And so it is a lot. So I do think about it, and it's something I constantly struggle with, whether or not to bring on other licensed agents and build out like a team structure.
Right.
There's pros and cons. And I continue to have this conversation with Mr. Sorensen. I'm lucky enough to have my right hand here today, my assistant Brooke, who's amazing, and she can do so much. But there are times in high season that I think, maybe I should be outgrowing the business. Right. Building relationships, meeting the people, doing the marketing and branding, and not in the office doing the transaction work, because I don't want to, prevent further growth.
Right. I think.
However, it can be hard because I also think people hire real estate agents that they like and feel close to. So I think I have a gift where people meet me and they immediately feel that they know me very well because probably I'm highly disclosive, but I try to be extremely authentic and
You wear your history on your sleeve.
I really do. I am an open book. But I think the way that I put myself out there makes people feel very comfortable. And so I'm great at connecting with people and getting clients. The struggle would become if I have a team, do they, those people do want to talk to me, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want them to feel like I've passed them off and I've gone away.
Right.
So that's part of it. I think I'm a little bit of a control freak and I want people to have a certain experience. And I kind of want to manage that hand-holding customer experience. But it is something I'm constantly contemplating.
Right.
I had buyers in my car just a couple weeks ago, and I'm going up A1A. And between seeing homes, those people are getting such valuable information from me in the car.
Right.
I'm building that relationship with them. I'm gauging if their kids are in the back seat. They're getting to know me. Oh, turns out, they're from New Canaan, Connecticut, and I lived in Fairfield County. And oh my gosh, I know so-and-so. We're connecting. I'm solidifying the relationship, but also all along the way, I'm telling them about the various clubs and the various, personalities of the neighborhoods and what type of person lives in here and what's the vibe in here. So I feel like I was exhausted after being with those buyers, but I knew, wow, I brought it. I gave them such a great experience. And I was so highly confident that they were like, dang, we got paired up with a great agent. Mm-hmm. We learned so much. She's got us, So I just think I am really good at that. So, some people grow the business and then have other agents doing that. I just haven't. I wrestle with it, I guess.
Just haven't gotten there yet. So tell me a little bit about your Flamingo Fundraiser.
Sure. So this is a fundraiser that I've been running here in Vero Beach. I think we just wrapped this year, our 4th year.
Okay.
I'm super proud of it. I came up with it. Again, I kind of have this creative mind that sometimes won't turn off. Oh. So I always have a lot of ideas. And I kind of wanted to do something to give back to the community. It was the year that I had a big, epic, groundbreaking sale that really put me on the map. And so I did want to do something for the community, start to give back in a bigger way. So I had seen a similar thing done when I lived in Connecticut. I think it was for like a church youth group. And I would drive by and there would be like birds hatching or something on a lawn. I don't even know. I'd seen this concept and I love Florida. I was so supposed to live here, like shells, palm prints, flamingos. I'm having it, all of it. So I thought we should do a fundraiser where flamingos are on someone's lawn. And then you either pay money to, move them to another lawn, this type of concept. So we started what is now Flamingo Fundraiser. Right. I ordered, when I tell you, flocks of flamingos from Amazon. Now, some came in and, they really weren't up to Cathy Curley flamingo standards. Uh-oh. So we did research until we could get the right, best flamingos. Okay. They go different directions. So there's some interest there. So I spent, I don't know, $5,000-$10,000. I own a lot of flamingos, and now we have a storage unit that houses the flamingos when they are hibernating. Okay. But I basically...
I know where to go if I ever need some flamingos. Okay.
Yes. I basically invested in a lot of flamingos, and I started this thing. So the concept is you can make a donation to Making Strides Against Breast Cancer, which is an arm of American Cancer Society. All of the money goes to, helping fund breast cancer research, helping local patients as well get rides to transportation, wigs.
Do you have a connection with breast cancer?
Yes. So the reason I picked that Three reasons. One, I had a beloved stepmother, actually the one that subscribed to coastal living that was so transformative at an early age. She was amazing, and she did pass away of breast cancer.
I'm sorry.
Way too young. So it is personal to me, but also, you know, their branding is all pink, pink, pink with
Yes.
and I already had launched this. Pink was my thing, right?
Right.
I'm always usually wearing pink in my ads. I have the pink moke. So pink is my brand. And then also Breast Cancer Awareness Month is in October.
Right.
And that typically is a month that isn't traditionally so busy for real estate agents.
Right.
Traditionally, we make all our money in, you know, January through March, and now that's become kind of April and May as well. But it's a month that I thought, okay, the kids are in school. Real estate's not going to be too busy. I think I can get my head around running this. And so we launched it. We threw a pink party.
Oh, okay.
And I invited clients, close friends. I invited vendors that support me, you know, inspectors and roofers and, you know, of course, the Sorensen family. And it was just an awesome kind of celebration of what I had done real estate wise and a launch of this fundraiser. So still today it's operating. You can, you know, sign up for a flock of flamingos. We ask for a minimum of $100 donation. You can send a flock of flamingos to someone going through breast cancer or to a friend. We have corporations. That was really the interesting thing. I didn't realize how much the businesses would love it.
Yeah.
So October isn't a busy time for retailers. And so they really enjoy it. So businesses will pay usually around $500, or they may give a percentage of sales.
Yep.
We bring the flamingos. Sometimes I come in and do a social media post for them. Sometimes I bring, you know, pink rosé to pour.
Yep.
Or we do a raffle. And so it also, the flamingos travel around to different small businesses in Vero.
That's cool.
So I think, gosh, I don't know how much we've raised to date. I want to say probably around $40,000, maybe more. Honestly, I don't know. But we have it where the money just goes directly to that cause, and we put flamingos out, and it brings people joy, and the community loves it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've also gotten high schoolers involved through St. Ed's.
Yeah.
So I realized that I could not literally put flamingos all over town at various properties.
Right.
So we pretty much organize it in a spreadsheet. We have a schedule, and then we have high school
hours. They get
volunteers.
They get community hours.
Yes, and it's such a fun way to get your hours. Like grab a friend, grab a Starbucks, let's drive around. That's what teenagers love to do.
Right.
And put flamingos on lawns. And so it's really been fun. It's a lot of work, but people love it.
Yeah, no, it's a great idea. Great idea. So, well, thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate you coming on.
Anytime.
And I really appreciate you being a member in the Scout Guide.
I love the Scout Guide. I'm so glad you're doing it because this is so much work, but it's beautiful. I love collecting them from different cities I go.
Yes.
And I am so glad our community has this.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I had looked into it, you know, before you bought the rights or got involved with them. And I'm so glad our community has it. And you're doing all the brutal legwork. So I appreciate you.
Well, I have a team. So it's all, but yes, thank you very much.
But a lot goes into it.
And a lot does go into it.
I'm thrilled you stepped up for it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us today, and I hope everybody has a very happy Easter, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.